everyone, and welcome back. And here we are. I'm playing the Dimir Satoru skeleton deck once again. We're pretty close to the streamer event. I unfortunately am not invited to it. Not quite there yet in terms of my content creation. So I end up falling short there, but perfectly fine. But with that said, I'm going to just keep playing decks that I have been playing, kind of testing them, pushing them around, seeing what I like and what I don't like in the deck. I did try another card in the list. You'll see it in a couple first games, but I cut it because it just wasn't coming together like I kind of envisioned. And it's perfectly reasonable why I didn't, because it was kind of a deck builder's perfect scenario where you think, wow, what's the best thing this card can do? And you go through it all, and afterward, it doesn't quite do that. So I cut it, and I ended on this. So this will be the deck list that will be in the final cut for now. But outside of that, we're going to go ahead and hop into the games. If you all enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. Let's just go ahead and hop out there and see what skeletons can really do with a few additional changes. Sure. Got pretty good mana. Got pretty good kind of spell to play later. And we got corpse. Pretty okay with me. Honestly, a lot of my hands, they have a corpse in it. Probably keeping. It's like, we draw any like 2 mana skeleton here or anything like that, we would probably feel pretty confident in. We'll play the 2-drop now. Or the 2/2 now. Mono red. Normally we've been able to outpace it. I can't block, they double check that. Gix. Kind of fine. Wish we had removal now, obviously, for the Swift Spear. Might be the turning point of the game. Isn't that crazy? Turn 2, we're just like, it might be dead. Who knows? They play around it. There was no pause. They could have got the information that we didn't have anything, but it's a tough day, that's for sure. We'll hit for 6. And we'll be just short unless, of course, we top deck another skeleton, which is possible, but we also could be dead. Land, Monstrous Rage, Twin Inferno. Normally they have to have a ruckus for that. Ancestral Anger, a good start. Land Twin Inferno, I think still gets it though, right? Because that'll go up to 6, hit 12, that'll hit for 3. I guess they're just short. I mean, I have nothing. I'm tapped out. You know I'm tapped out. I think they're trying to decide what they want to pump. Go for the ground creature, which is fine. Skeleton off the top. That'll do it. Just like that. Yeah. Win the game. Get a smaller red. Ooh. It's just the amount of times mono red games have gone that way for me playing this deck. Oh. It's a whale of a time. Yeah, we'll keep this for sure. Yeah, I've pretty much kind of what I've talked about in the past as well. We have the skeletons, we just don't quite have the corpse, but we have a Gix to kind of replace that. Gix can help draw a ton of cards and then set up for the turns that corpse might be able to help us out in. Because of that, I'm going to play this and just get this started. Doesn't quite get haste or anything like that, but it is a cool creature and I want to try it out, so it's the time to do it. We probably are facing Gun Smuggler Surprise. We should have one more turn here to be perfectly fine. It seems like the way I kind of fold to a Brother's Hood end. They have lethal if they do the combo to me anyway. I'll draw. I'll draw. Does whatever. Now I can get this out of the road if I want. I can do it one of 2 ways. Most likely I'm going to go ahead and whale this back. Oh no, I don't even think I can I? Well, I can go to combat and do it. Right? Like I can go to combat, bounce this, see if I get a land, or I'll do the land part post combat. They won't have enough mana to pay for everything. Action. Action. Take action. Alright, well, we miss every land possible here. So I guess the idea is to just play this discard a second one. Because then I can always play it back whenever I commit a crime on a following turn. And then I think it's 5 or 6 mana to do Smuggler's Surprise. They play Stomper. They'll get a second one here. If they don't wipe my board, which they definitely could, of course. If they don't wipe my board, they lose? No. They don't. I don't have quite enough. Attack. Going to go for it now. Just out of the way. Actually, I have the Corpse of Loss, so they do. Kind of. Not really. They'll have a blocker. Interesting. Can't pay for either of those. That's now gone. I'll tap land here. Oh, I guess this does make another creature, right? So they block 3 damage. They take 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to be exactsies. Although most likely they have some form of removal. But I'm dead to Terror of the Peaks and everything else like that together regardless. Oh, they gain a little life here. Sweet. I'm not losing my board, but it doesn't mean I'm necessarily in a good spot. Like I said, I'm dead to Smuggler's Surprise, Calamity, regardless. This is a sorcery speed spell, so I'm not going to be able to interact on their turn. I don't think I have anything to necessarily go and do anything here. I guess I'll target this. Decline. Decline. I don't have to do any of this. Do not remove. Play this tapped. Decline here as well. I have 2 more skeletons I can play with haste. Do I get Smuggler's Surprised or do I not? If I do, I feel like there's an opportunity at some point in the game that I could have won, but they also might give it hexproof here anyway, so it doesn't matter regardless. Roxanne. Okay. Well, it's not Smuggler's Surprise. I have the whale. And I have a spell to cast. And I have a corpse. I mean, I just play it all. Turn target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Well, I suppose. Fine for now. Play here. You mana efficient, I guess. This also has suspect, so it can't be blocked. That's kind of why I went that route instead of playing the one from the graveyard back. Also, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it does. Yeah, I was afraid to enter the battlefield tapped, so I was like, wow, if I do that and I blunder the game because of it, that would suck. Yeah, I'm having a great time. Thank you. I've won 2 games. On to the next one. Oh, mamma mia. Sure. Go on blue-black right away. We're going to really get to see if this card's worth it or not. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. I never know. All right. Seems pretty good here. Blockable, can kind of attack. Maybe help me cast extra spells. We'll trigger off this. Cut down is pretty much useless, though. What will you do, opponent? What is it? They pass. That makes sense. The pause already. Maybe it's a get lost. I think Corpse is better than Gix sometimes. Alright, Gix. Counter it. Go for it. I'd already gotta cast Corpse of Loss so it triggers this, but I guess they remove Gix. Argument should maybe, I don't know. Weird. Oh! Okay. Blue white flash. We're perfectly fine with that block. Obviously, one can't be blocked but that's not the point. Like, this can be blocked, this cannot. But now if I cut down a creature, I can bring this back. And I think that's my play right now. Could have Emperor. Could have big creature. Like a 2/4 maybe. Let this hit. Very cool. Very cool of you. Let's flash it in before I do this if you want to draw a card, a Fairy Mastermind. You like not to. Yeah, will you do it now? No? Okay. I don't have anything to remove off this. I think I overcooked on this card. Just a rogue, so I was like, oh, look at this cool idea. I'm going to play this just in case they play a small enough creature that I can cut down and remove it and bring that back. If not, like, I'll just take the lost value. Tiny bones. Ooh, nothing. What do we have? Are we weirdly a control deck? Okay. Fine. What are we exiling? The creature you can't block or the Gix that draws me cards? Gix that draws me cards. That's fine with me. Now we can get Emperor out of the way, Tiny Bones, and I just play another Gix. Is that the way to do it? Commit a crime anyway, and I bring this back. But I can also play a corpse and just put on like maximum pressure here. Then playing things like Tiny Bones and stuff on the following turns is just good. So let's do that. Counter on here as well. You go there. You just go here. Target. Can't do anything with. Commit a crime. No mana to cast it. We're like okay with being on 3 mana. 4 is kind of that sweet spot, but any more than 4, then we're kind of lacking quite a bit. Temporary lockdown. Sure. In our luxurious control deck, it's playing Malcolm the Gathering. Interesting. Malcolm's 2. I'm going for maximum output here. I'm gonna hit him for 5. Have my cut down hopefully available. I guess just go ahead and do this. Return us back. Decline. All today. Keep constantly forcing them to remove it. Like a temporary lockdown. I would have to assume that's the draw for turn. So this should be lethal. Okay, cool. Reason we knew draw for turn 3, they didn't do anything to my board. And they like let it ride and then didn't cast anything either. So we just assumed that these were back-to-back draws. Could not be, but also if at any point we found a whale, we make them pick that up. We get 3 more skeletons to enter back down, and then I'll have it. So very cool. Come away with the win. Very nice. I think we keep. Maybe not the most like over the top hand of all time, but yeah, I think I keep. It's like, I think we have better 6s, but we also have much worse 6s. We're on 23 lands, so it's not like Gods of Us strong lands are so through the roof that unbeatable. And having cut down would have been great, because then we could have got rid of this. This. We would have got rid of it, hit them, and then casted it, and then we could have just like played our hand kind of slower. Just benefited from playing their stuff. Oh boy, I don't know how to beat that card. Was off life gain and a couple of land drops makes me already kind of out the door skittish. Attack. We're just gonna lose this game. Doesn't really seem like it matters how much farther they progress the board. Now these 7 suspect means they have menace. They can double block. If they play anything relevant. Yeah. These can't block, so they should attack. I'm probably But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna go ahead and concede. There's just no point in playing this game out. Sometimes when you're just playing against a deck built to beat yours, and they have a good enough start that you just might as well leave. No removal, couple land draws, and a low land deck, and cards that don't interact or put enough pressure on. Like, there's no chance we win that game. It is not having a good time ever, based on what their name is. I mean, we'll keep. It's an aggressive enough hand. Bro, sure. Draw a hard card to kind of beat. Need one land. Arena decides whether it wants to give us more or less lands at any given point. Lay down arms. Top coat, sure. I'll trade. I think. Yeah, I'll trade. Kind of that weird thing where we're already behind, so there's not like a whole lot of point in trying to keep it around, I guess. Menace, corpse, attack, mono white human is going to be tough, especially if Dahlia comes down plus another 1-drop. It's going to be a hard board for us to get through. They don't attack into a creature that can't block. Okay. Sure. With double minor turn here and a non-attack turn and a land mist, we're in there. We are 100% in there. They don't block the one with menace because it will take out both of their creatures. Ooh, big board. 7 at us. What are the odds that I'm dead? At 12. So that's 6. It's 10. They play Adeline, make a 1/1, another one of those. So I probably just hold back a 3/2 because I don't think I can win here. Because they obviously have a block. I can do 12. I cannot win. What does that say? And I am at 12 because of my life total. Going down off one of this. So I play case. Take another dude. Play this Forsaken Miner. And I don't have lethal, like I've said. And I just swing these guys. I hold back one blocker to kind of bridge here. And now if it's like a Brutal Cathar to answer this or anything like that, if it's not an answer to that, then I'm set up pretty well because of my menace creatures. Dahlia alone will not get the job done. Sorry, opponent. You missed land. I thought you were going to say good game, so I was going to say it back. Town ain't big enough for the two of us. Oh my. Who was going to tell me my hair was sticking up, bro? Come on, chat. You're supposed to have my bag. And we should keep his chat. 3 legendary 1-drops in my opener. Sure did. We're just going to hope they're a removal deck and they get them out of the way, or we trade them off against mono red. Kind of the thing with Tiny Bones that is good, weirdly enough. Like, you can indeed just block with them. I say you played a mountain, brother. Just play a spell. Turn it sideways. You got it. I believe in you. Okay, we got a guy that's going to try to tilt win. Pick. Test Ranger? Sure. Maybe not. Maybe they were doing something. They could have not been. They go straight into combat. I will trade off your only creature. Seems like a good idea and a good trade for me. Play another one, and I'll play a Forsaken Miner. It could have been busy or tilted. I don't know. Will they play a second land? They do. Can we go? Kamano. I feel like playing Kamano on turn 1's probably the play. They probably drew it off the anger if I had to guess. How about this one's... Do you shoot my Tiny Bones? Okay. I will indeed cast this because I have Whale to give it prowess and things like that. I guess I should just go ahead and cast this now. See what I can't hit. When we find the corpse, we're going to be pumped. Like, mana-wise, it tells me to take this Phantom Interference. I will. Also, Forsaken Miner going into the graveyard is actually good, because if we commit a crime, we can bring it back, which we commit freely with this. And we have their Swiss Spear that we will freely block with. They do nothing. Nothing at all. Okay. Sure, my guy. I am going to attack. I don't have anything to target in their graveyard. I can't even commit a crime. I guess. I'm just going to hold up the counterspell. Really a whole lot to do besides that here. They're just going to come in. They might hit a land. They might not. Do. Sure. Also, take back what I said earlier. My opponent is flying at a reasonable speed. Thinking earlier. I commit this crime here, and I get prowess. I take this back. I have another additional 2/2 in play. Cannot block, but I take away their card draw and their trample. Which, to be fair, Ancestral Anger on Kamano is when that card is kind of at its worst. Not going on a prowess creature, being like plus additional damage. Third Ancestral Anger, sure. My bad. I guess I should have countered the second one. 5 damage. Lot. Go permanent in there. 2. If there are odds that I could be dead here, I don't really have a lot threatening anyway. So let's just name Rogue on this. Cast the Gix. Combat. Hold back the Swiss Spear because it makes sense to, at least in my mind. And Ben says nothing to target. I'll take 1 draw. Line? Guess like that should be fine enough. Have the mana to play it and play this. So I'm like not too opposed. Mono number 2 come in. Game should be all but wrapped up. Regardless of what my opponent does here. I'll block to protect my life total. If you look at this right here, this is 8 damage on its own, plus there's a Gix in play. Monster Trade, not gonna get there. Funny that Kamano exiles that because like it makes sense, right? But here we go. Whoops. Spam attack. Here we go. Yeah. Another game against Mono Red that kind of take it over. Now, is that a fair game? Not really. And Lance. So, no. Other than that, I'm just going to the outro. I'm been standing, as you can tell. I'm at a standing desk if you want to see. We're going to start lowering. Hi, chat. Hi, chat. Lowering. Goodbye. See you in the outro. Hello, everyone. I just forgot to record the outro and the intro. I went to edit my video and I started cutting it apart. And I was like, oh no, there's no outro. And then I went to the beginning. I said, I didn't do the intro either. So that's very cool. I even said, let's go to the outro. And then for whatever reason, my brain said, close arena, launch stream, launch editing. And I was still recording. So I was recording like 4 minutes of me just staring at my monitor in dead silence, launching streaming platforms. So very cool. But yeah, so I mentioned it in the video, but I think I overcooked with the 1 creature. So I ended up replacing it, adding in 1 Bone Brute and 1 Fairy Mastermind. I don't necessarily think it made too many changes to the list that couldn't have been like, I think this would have been just as fine in the spots that it was good in. So it was fine. I think the idea behind it when I was playing it was to maybe get 2 copies of this or like get 2 copies of the Dirge. But realistically, we should win by then. And if we're doing that, like how bad has the game got to where my opponent's no longer winning, but I somehow grinded back into the game? It's a little bit weird. Like, I think we just much rather have a little bit better things in terms of flashing this in on instep or playing this and using its like 3 lost life part. And just swing this giant creature against our opponent because it does get bigger off this and has haste. So even at worst case, they make the dog. They're still taking an additional 3 damage off me playing this. So it's very cool. But outside of that, I'm playing the same list. We're about ready to get to the streamer showcase event where I will fade off into the darkness for a couple of weeks probably. I didn't get invited. Perfectly fine. Just is what it is. But most time when the set comes out and that event starts happening, all my videos, you know, but it is what it is. It's just how it works. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to upload on those days, but we're probably not going to be cooking all too much now. We're just going to be pretty much in the waiting room for rotation. So with that said, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching and goodbye.